It is better, of course, to know useless things than to know nothing. Slavery takes hold of few, but many take hold of slavery. Let us train our minds to desire what the situation demands. If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable. Be wary of the man who urges an action in which he himself incurs no risk. Do everything as in the eye of another. Nothing is so wretched or foolish as to anticipate misfortunes. What madness is it to be expecting evil before it comes? One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. A person's fears are lighter when the danger is at hand. I shall never be ashamed of citing a bad author if the line is good. I don't trust liberals, I trust conservatives. Religion is regarded by the common people as true, by the wise as false, and by the rulers as useful. Shall I tell you what the real evil is? To cringe to the things that are called evils, to surrender to them our freedom, in defiance of which we ought to face any suffering. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. You learn to know a pilot in a storm. True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult. What nature requires is obtainable, and within easy reach. It is for the superfluous we sweat. The mind that is anxious about the future is miserable. There is a noble manner of being poor, and who does not know it will never be rich. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Call it nature, fate, fortune, all these are names of the one and self-same God. Sometimes even to live is an act of courage. A man who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary. Poverty wants some, luxury many, and avarice all things. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. Do not ask for what you will wish you had not got. Not how long, but how well you have lived is the main thing. There is no delight in owning anything unshared. The first step in a person's salvation is knowledge of their sin. He who is brave is free. It is more fitting for a man to laugh at life than to lament over it. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness. It is quality rather than quantity that matters. The less we deserve good fortune, the more we hope for it. That is never too often repeated, which is never sufficiently learned. God is the universal substance in existing things. He comprises all things. He is the fountain of all being. In him exists everything that is. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. All art is but imitation of nature. Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power. Whenever the speech is corrupted, so is the mind. So live with men as if God saw you, and speak to God as if men heard you. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. Consult your friend on all things, especially on those which respect yourself. His counsel may then be useful where your own self-love might impair your judgment. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. When I think over what I have said, I envy dumb people. The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity. In war, when a commander becomes so bereft of reason and perspective that he fails to understand the dependence of arms on divine guidance, he no longer deserves victory. Life's like a play, it's not the length, but the excellence of the acting that matters. No evil propensity of the human heart is so powerful that it may not be subdued by discipline. He who dreads hostility too much is unfit to rule. The pressure of adversity does not affect the mind of the brave man. It is more powerful than external circumstances. If thou art a man, admire those who attempt great things, even though they fail. Death is the wish of some, the relief of many, and the end of all. Luck is a matter of preparation meeting opportunity. The way is long if one follows precepts, but short if one follows patterns. It is the sign of a great mind to dislike greatness, and to prefer things in measure to things in excess. There are more things to alarm us than to harm us, and we suffer more often in apprehension than reality. Our plans miscarry because they have no aim. When a man does not know what harbor he is making for, no wind is the right wind. For many men, the acquisition of wealth does not end their troubles, it only changes them. There is none made so great, but he may both need the help and service, and stand in fear of the power and unkindness, even of the meanest of mortals. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. A happy life is one which is in accordance with its own nature. The heart is great which shows moderation in the midst of prosperity. Every man prefers belief to the exercise of judgment. The day which we fear as our last is but the birthday of eternity. The things hardest to bear are sweetest to remember. Wisdom allows nothing to be good that will not be so forever, no man to be happy but he that needs no other happiness than what he has within himself, no man to be great or powerful that is not master of himself. Genius always gives its best at first, prudence at last. He that does good to another does good also to himself. It is the superfluous things for which men sweat, superfluous things that wear our toga's headbare, that force us to grow old in camp, that dash us upon foreign shores. That which is given with pride and ostentation is rather an ambition than a bounty. Where fear is, happiness is not. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Health is the soul that animates all the enjoyments of life, which fade and are tasteless without it. A large part of mankind is angry not with the sins, but with the sinners. Every guilty person is his own hangman. Every sin is the result of a collaboration. Nothing becomes so offensive so quickly as grief. When fresh it finds someone to console it, but when it becomes chronic, it is ridiculed, and rightly. Success is not greedy, as people think, but insignificant. That is why it satisfies nobody. Thanks for watching. Waiting for the next video. Like, comment, and subscribe.